Oh my god, man. You guys ready to check this thing out? I sure as hell am. Today we're going to be checking out the Solar Guitars S1.7 PB. Oh man, this thing's so sick. I can't wait to share it with you all. Let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name's Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube. And I believe this is the flagship of the Solar guitar line, man. This thing is so sick. Let's talk about it. Real quick, before we talk about this guitar, first off, if you're brand new to my channel, thank you so much for taking the time to come hang out with me. I'm glad you found me, man. It's always cool to meet new people, even though we're not, face to face. It's cool to meet you virtually, I guess. But anyway, if you're brand new, if you want to consider hitting that subscribe button at any point in time during this video, I'd really appreciate it, man. My goal with this channel, my goal always, I guess, is just to kind of be some sort of a distraction from 2020 and going forward. And even when the world gets back to normal, I still hope you'll hang out with me, and I still hope you'll want to continue to watch my videos, I guess. So I appreciate you in advance. Thank you so much. But now, everybody else that always tunes back in and always hangs out with me, you guys make my day, man. You guys make me, excited and energetic and motivated to do what I'm doing right now at this very instance. And that is talk about guitars, talk about music, and talk about guitar tones, what have you. I'm just excited, man. I'm really jazzed up because this thing, or should I say I'm really metaled up. Anyway, that was a terrible joke. I'm really sorry. Anyway, I'm excited to talk about this thing. So let's talk about it right now. So this guitar, the specs for this guitar, you have a 26.5-inch scale length. So it's almost like a baritone, not quite, but it's certainly longer than your traditional 25.5-inch scale. You have 24 jumbo stainless steel frets, which is always so sick. Stainless steel frets are, the best thing in the world in my opinion. Next you have Duncan Solar pickups. You have an Evertune bridge, 1 volume, 1 tone, a 5-way, which is really interesting. I've never really seen that too much on a metal guitar, so that's pretty cool, right? Then on the back we have a mahogany body, and then we have a maple neck, and I believe it's pronounced Jatoba or Jataba. That's what these, I'm assuming these darker stripes are. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but it is a neck-through design, so that's super sick, right? That's great for metal players because it adds more sustain and, more oomph behind the tone, I guess. And then we have some locking tuners, man, and I think that's pretty much it, man. I think it's pretty much for all the specs, man. This thing is just really specced out, and it's just, oh man, it's sick, dude. But now, let's get into some tones, shall we? So for the demo song and the playthrough, for the high gain stuff, I'm going to be using the Fortin Nameless Suite from Neural DSP. And for like the cleans and the ambience in the demo and the playthrough, I'll be using the STL Tonality Andy James Suite, alright? So I'm really excited, man. I can't wait to share this guitar with you guys. This guitar is tuned to A sharp standard, which is a half step down all the way. And yeah, man, I'm just excited. So without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get to some tones right now. So ladies and gentlemen, this guitar, like I said in the intro and the beginning of this video, I think it's like the flagship of the Solar guitar line, man. My overall summary, this thing, it's like, I don't think you can get much better from Solar guitars. It's mean, it's metal, it's spec'd out as any guitar that you really can get at this price range. It's just, man, what more do you want? You know what I mean? It looks cool, it plays great, it sounds heavy, it sounds sick. It's amazing, man, you know what I mean? So the negatives, I will have to say, there is some negatives with this guitar, and again, it's just my personal preference. You guys know me, you guys know what I like, and I like what I like, I can't help it. I don't like a clean fretboard, meaning no fretboard markers, and I don't like the Evertune bridge. Now, this guitar I felt the best out of all the Evertunes that I've played, but it's just a feel thing for me. I'm like an old school dad rock guitar in a metal player's body and or mind, I guess. It's just something about it. I can't really get my hands around it, literally, and I can't really like just figure out why I don't like it, but it's just a feel thing. But I always say it's contradicting myself because it stays in tune, and it you know, you never have to mess with the tuning. It's always in tune 1000% of the time. So I get that, and I understand why it's so appealing. But for me, it's just not something that, you know, I really like. I don't know. And I just like block inlays, man. Block inlays or dot inlays at the very least. I just like having a visual reference, you know. And I get a lot of haters saying, "Oh, well, like if you play for, you know, a certain amount of time, you won't need to look at the fretboard." And I disagree. I guess I'm a weirdo. I guess I'm just a weird dude. I just like having a visual. I've been playing for 17 years now, and I still love big giant block inlays. Not only does it look cool, but for me, I just use it as a sort of a reference point, I guess. But those are my negatives, and all negatives aside, let's talk about the good stuff and the positives. Man, like I said a million times, dude, this thing is just like, it's a metal player's 7-string, and you can't get any better, in my opinion, than this price range. Now, according to the website, it retails at $1,299, so $1,300, which is a lot of money. But, you know, I guess in the grand scheme of things, you get what you pay for type of thing. And, you know, there's a ton of specs in this guitar, and it's like, you're going to be hard pressed to find a guitar for that cheap with all these different specs. You know what I mean? My two big positives with this guitar is a tie for first place. I love the poplar veneer. I think it just looks sick. I think it just looks classy. Anytime you get some actual wood grain, even though it's only veneer, anytime you get some actual wood, I think that's way cooler. You know, and I think it's like way better than just like a plain old black or whatever. So I think that's really elegant looking. And I just love the 26.5 inch scale. And anytime you start to, you know, add more strings and get a little lower in tuning, just a little bit longer of a scale is a little bit, you know, easier to play and just keeps the tension on the strings that much better. But all in all, everybody, this is a huge win for me. This is my favorite Solar guitar that I've ever played. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun playing it. This is the one that, like, I got my head around the best, and I got, like, my hands around the best, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, this one really gelled with me very, very well, and it was a lot of fun to play, I'll just say that. So, everybody, what'd you think of this guitar? What'd you think of my tones? What'd you think of everything? What'd you think of this video? Leave all your thoughts down below. Let's have a nice, friendly discussion about Solar guitars. I know there's a ton of fans with this brand, and a ton of buzz and a ton of hype, and rightfully so, man. Solar guitars is killing it right now. I mean, they're the best of the best in terms of this price range and this tier of guitars. So I certainly get why people love them, and I'm slowly coming around to liking them, man. I think they're super sick, dude. And like I said, this one was certainly my favorite of now the 3 that I've ever played in my life. So I enjoyed this guitar, and I enjoyed making this video, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well. So everybody, I'm out of here. A huge shout out to all my patrons. I love you guys, man. I love you. I love you. I wish I could do more for you. I love you guys so much. You guys are awesome. And a huge shout out to you. Yes, to you watching at home. I'm out of here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay metal. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.